What's up everyone, I'm Clint13 and this is another of my reviews. This week we're going to be reviewing the puzzle platformer that is Oddworld Soulstorm. And for those of you who haven't played it yet, don't worry, as usual this review will be spoiler free. Let's go! Some of you might be wondering, what is Oddworld? Well, to put it simply, it's a highly addictive puzzle platformer where you take the role of Abe on a quest to save his fellow Mudokons from the evil corporations. Without giving you any spoilers, it's like Lemmings with epic boss battles. Oddworld is actually currently free on a PSN network as one of April's PS Plus games. The major big thing in this game was the scale of the world. Like, it's much bigger than any of its predecessors. Even the 2.5D levels were crazy. Like, they were really immense and I really felt immersed. But that may just be due to what was at risk in terms of like dying. More so, the use of depth as well. There was always something going on, whether it was the foreground or the background. It was either my own personal mission as Abe going through and solving puzzles, but in the background I was either getting attacked, lasers coming from all the way back and targeting me, or even being able to see my fellow Mudokons escaping on their own path, whereas I'm escaping in a different route and allowing them to go further. The cutscenes were crazy good. When I was watching the cutscenes, I felt as if I was watching an animated film. Like, maybe not Pixar, but something like DreamWorks. Something, you know, like it just felt like a movie at points. It felt like a movie. I appreciated the difference in terms of visuals by playing one of the earlier games first, and I saw the difference, and it was just crazy how far the series has come. In terms of gameplay, it was familiar in a good and bad way. There were bits where I was like, yes, I picked up the controller and I was playing as if I was 12 again. But the clunkiness and stiffness of the controls was the only negative I would say in terms of gameplay. The stealth and puzzle aspects of the game was decent. Like, there were points where I was actually challenged and had to restart. The only thing I would say, patience is key with this. There's points where you're going to be dying, getting caught. Again, sometimes not even because of my own fault I was getting caught, but it was because of the game's clunkiness.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
There was stuff taken from the previous games that people had complained about and wasn't really assessed and seen to. And so timing had to be extra precise, more precise than it was actually needed. But then the challenge was there. The game was more challenging because you had to make up for the game's own specific like faults. The double jump and barrel roll are the key. Well, not really. They were pointless to me. I would have preferred more useful things than a double jump or barrel roll. Like, this is 2021 now and we're still double jumping in games. You know, maybe climbing or even a cloaking aspect would have been much better. Like I said, rigid controls were the main negative of this game. And also, there'll be times I was trying to jump onto a ledge and I just couldn't lock onto the ledge itself, and I'll just have to drop down to the lower level and die. So crafting is basic. Like, it's something to work onto. Like, for the later games, this game it wasn't anything to mention. Like, there are missions that enforce crafting and you collect certain items that allow you to craft key items for later on in the game, but it's nothing that you'd really remember. This is the 6th game in the series. This game takes place right after the recent game in Oddworld Big and Tasty, and to put it simply, by the end of that game we saved our fellow Mudokons. Now, we're in a valley playing as Abe, where Abe is having a sort of crisis of identity where he doesn't know how to be a hero and also be himself at the same time.
I'm just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man. No more. No more.
So, the Mudokons are living in a valley. They get attacked. I mean, it's the same thing over and over again, but it's done so well that you don't really notice it. With the gameplay and just the voice acting. Good delivery, to be honest. It's just got a good delivery. This was the 6th game I've played, and I still went on and on and on as if it was the first time I'd ever played the game. I was still getting wows.
Wow.
The Mudokons are the main bad guys. Sorry to put it simply. They are the corporation. They are now plotting to release a drink that can make the Mudokons more easily to be controlled. So Abe now has to save more of his friends from factories and fight more bosses, solve more puzzles, and sneak into places without getting caught. It's a really, really cool game and a really, really great story. I can't really talk much on the story because spoiler free, but I highly recommend this. The game had a handful of improvements, and you can see that they took a formula that worked and made it better, whether it was through puzzles, stealth, even combat, although the combat is pretty basic.
I'm sorry, but the test was positive. You're a basic bitch.
But it still worked when it came to boss battles. When it came to fighting normal goons, it wasn't as prominent, but when it came to boss battles, you were much more aware that the combat had been improved or taken further. The only thing that makes the game and the whole series overall feel dated, I would say, would be the controls. Just way too stiff, and not the right kind of stiffness. Double jumping again felt dated, and even Kratos in God of War gave up the double jump for, a dodge, a roll. Just, get more innovative with the controls and the actual gameplay, and this game could have made smoother. The rating would have been much higher. So for this game gets 3 out of 5 daisies. Let me know what you thought of this review and Oddworld Soulstorm in the comments below. P.S. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.